thank you for coming to my presentation. Today I'm going to talk about improving reading, and the subject is what effects does the intervention program classwork have on students' reading skills? All right, and this is my introduction. Why is this study needed? Well, in the United States, they say that reading is a major problem, and I don't think many people believe that or notice that. Many people, young and old, suffer from these issues, and in order for you to have a productive life, you need to be able to read. And so, this study is going to delve into programs that can help students improve their reading. All right, and these are my questions. This is my question. Does the Tier 2 and Tier 3 intervention program classworks lead to gains in reading comprehension performance of post-standardized tests in low-performing readers? And I hypothesize that the students who receive the intensive intervention will show gains in their reading progress. All right, and here are some of the literacy problems that are seen across the board. First of all, the 5 components of reading. If students struggle in any one of those components, they're going to have problems. And of course, you know, that's phonological awareness, being aware of letter sounds, phonemic awareness, being able to put the sounds together, lack of resources in the low socioeconomic places. A lot of people are in need of the resources that students need to be successful. Lack of trained professionals. There are many schools, especially in Mississippi, where the professionals that they have, they aren't licensed. And so that's a big issue because they probably have knowledge of the content, but they don't know the skills and the strategies in order to teach their students. And then lack of services. Many schools lack maybe special education services or reading interventions. So those are the major problems that people see when it comes to literacy problems. All right, and prior research supports the fact that it is important to focus on early literacy. Early literacy is very important, and that's where you want to start targeting the issues that the kids have. That's where you want to start working on it. The research focuses on quantitative because with that, you need to see the numbers. You need to see are the kids going up or down. This is a national epidemic. Now, when I saw this, I was like, because, you know, epidemic, you think of a sickness or illness, but this is a problem. It's a big problem. And so there are many studies that are focusing on improving it. Of course, like I said, the 5 components of reading, that's what you need to focus on. And it's created in the social world. You know, some kids don't get the social interactions that we get, okay? So if you talk about a watermelon, if they've never eaten a watermelon, they don't know what you're talking about, okay? Or you talk about a trip to Florida, okay? You're gonna have to give them some background some kind of way. So the social part is a very important aspect. All right, so the research I'm going to be explaining to you guys is entitled Predicting Intervention Effectiveness from Reading Accuracy and Rate Measures Through the Instructional Hierarchy, Evidence for a Skill by Treatment Interaction. This study focuses on individualized instruction, pre-intervention assessments, skill by treatment, and quantitative data. All right, so the 3 research questions that these researchers focused on were what are the differences in pre-intervention accuracy and the rate among students for whom only the modeling with error correction intervention was effective as opposed to those for whom only the repeated reading with reward intervention was effective. 2, how well do students' pre-intervention rates predict which intervention will be more effective? And number 3, how well do students' baseline accuracies predict which intervention will be more effective? All right, so this project, this is its method. It focused on one-on-one instruction, individualized, of course, small group. There were 49 second and third graders. And the 2 interventions were modeling with error correction and repeated reading with reward. And they did a brief experimental analysis. And a brief experimental analysis, it comes after you do like the pre-test. And what they're trying to do is see which interventions will be better for you. And I thought that was interesting because, usually we just do the pre-test, then we start doing the interventions, but we don't try to study what would benefit that child based on their issues. And so I thought this research was very, very well done. So 49 second and third graders were given 2 separate interventions. The instruction was individualized or done in a small group setting. The students were seen 5 days a week during a 2 to 3 week span. The setting was quiet and it was also done in a school setting. Okay? So, for the model, and these are the results after they did that. For modeling with error correction, 21 students were successful. For repeated reading with reward, 24 students were successful. Only 4 students did not show growth. Alright, and here's the data, and I'm going to break it down for you. This chart here is where the error correction, this was the error correction intervention, and the reading recovery intervention. And this one shows gains in all of the interventions. So if you see, this was his baseline score, and then this was the pre-intervention, and then this was the experimental analysis. And then this, after they did the experimental analysis, whichever intervention did the best, they took it and they redid it. They did it again to see how well it was done. So, this one was the reading reward intervention. So if you see here, with the modeling, with error correction, it was just a little bit under 100. Here, with the reading recovery, or the reading with reward, he was 110. And then here, below the baseline, but with the reading, he was about the same here. And then the other one, the modeling, down, but the reading, he was up here. But when they did the follow-up study, he fell down a little bit, but still showed growth from the previous one. This one is where the modeling with error correction was most successful. And if you see, baseline started here. That's like the test before they take the pre-intervention. This was the pre-intervention here. And as you see, the reading with reward is a little bit less than the modeling. Here, the reading reward is significantly less than the modeling. And then here, the reading with reward was higher, but the modeling had the most. And so they did the follow-up study. When they did the follow-up study, they grew a lot. And then the last one is the student who showed no growth. Okay? All right, so these are the answers to their research questions. The students showed significant growth in accuracy in both of the groups in connection with the pre-intervention rate. Question 2 and 3, the student's grade level had a big impact on the predictor of which intervention would benefit the students the most. However, greater accuracy was introduced. The grade level no longer mattered, okay? So when they entered the rate of accuracy, their grade level didn't matter, meaning whichever one went with them, whichever one fit them the best, that's the one that they went with. That's why they did the BEA. All right, and so I said that the results from this study show that this intervention worked because I saw significant gains. I thought that was awesome. Also, it focused on the instructional hierarchy, and people don't usually focus on that, like accuracy, rate, all of that. And I think that's important too, because if the child reads slow, then do they understand? Usually not. Okay? All right, and then here are some implications why this research is important. And I really took into account where we are. We are Title I school, we have a low socioeconomic status. But that doesn't matter when you start in early literacy. If you start early giving students interventions, no matter what income level they come from, they can show improvement. The issue is when they don't give them interventions early, then their status starts to affect them as they get older because they're aware of it. They probably start not to care and they give up, okay? So I think this will be helpful for future studies because they know, okay, I need to start early. I need to individualize the instruction, and I need to choose an intervention that works for that student. I need to not just give them interventions, but I really need to identify what intervention works for this. Not the work now, the intervention, because the work and the intervention is two different things. Okay? And these are my references. And that's it. Thank you. Now, let's have a discussion. Any wows, any aha moments, any questions, anything that comes to your mind. You just start.
When they started talking about the rewards, like getting students to read for the rewards, I can relate to that because with the 40-book challenge that I'm doing, if the kids read like 20 books, they get to come to the ice cream party.
Okay.
When I first started, they started out reading very, very slow, and they really didn't want, they were not motivated.
Okay.
But now, since one child has reached the 20 books, and she got an invitation to the ice cream party, that has prompted the other kids to start reading more. And now that they are reading more, I do see like, not a drastic change in their comprehension and reading fluency, but I do see some change.
I like that because, you know, people try to say, and all of us have probably been, guilty of this, well, they should wanna do it anyway, why do they need a reward? But think about us, our reward in school is getting our degree, or getting an A on that test, or anything, you know, moving to the next level. So rewards matter, rewards do give you motivation to do something. What about with the low socioeconomic status? What do you guys think? Because we are, like I said, a Title I school. So like, what connections or what questions or aha moments do you have in connection with it?
I agree with you, that if you start young, no matter where they come from, we always hear about successful people who were very poor.
True.
But because they had the emphasis on the education, they did better, so I agree with you.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, we've come to an end. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you take something from the presentation.
Thank you.
Good job.